Welcome back to Pocket Change Coins. You won't believe the rare and valuable US coins still hiding in everyday pocket change. Some are worth a fortune. If you're into finding real money in unexpected places, make sure to like and subscribe for more surprising coin discoveries. Let's dive right in. First, we're diving into a fascinating story behind a small piece of American currency that's creating big waves in the collector world: the 1995 Washington $quarter coin with the P mint mark. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary coin. But trust me, there's more to this little quarter than meets the eye. So coin lovers, collectors, and curious minds, listen carefully, because this might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American currency since 1932, originally minted to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. But the 1995 edition, particularly those minted in Philadelphia and marked with a P, have become especially popular in collector circles due to a mix of minting quirks, eye-catching errors, and a growing market demand that has skyrocketed their value. Now let's talk about what makes the 1995 P Washington quarter truly exciting. This coin has been known to feature a variety of mint errors that elevate its worth from just 25 cents to thousands of dollars. One of the most prominent errors found in this coin is a double die obverse. This is where the coin appears to have doubled features, especially noticeable in the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." The doubling gives the letters a shadowy, ghost-like effect, making them look slightly out of focus or layered. It's a minting mishap, yes, but in the world of numismatics, it's pure gold. Another standout error in some 1995 quarters is misalignment. Coins where the strike is off-center, meaning part of the design is missing or shifted, are rare and highly prized. There are even reports of broad strike errors where the coin expands outside its usual size without the reeded edge, giving it a stretched and unique appearance. And here's something that's truly exciting: some examples have been discovered with die cracks and cuds, where part of the metal fills in the design due to damage to the die. These imperfections make every flawed coin a one-of-a-kind piece. So how do you identify one of these rare 1995 P quarters? First, you'll need a magnifying glass and good lighting. Start by examining the obverse side, the side with George Washington's profile. Look very closely at the inscriptions for any doubling, especially in the word "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Also check the date, 1995, itself for any signs of double impressions. Then, inspect the coin's edges and surfaces for unusual bumps, cracks, or misalignments. Even slight irregularities can add incredible value. Collectors also consider the condition of the coin. Coins in mint or near mint condition, those that have little to no wear, can command higher prices. A coin with a sharp strike, clean fields, and luster can stand out dramatically in the market. And of course, having the original error preserved without damage makes it even more desirable. These rare quarters have caught the attention of serious buyers and auction houses. At recent numismatic auctions, a high-grade 1995 P Washington quarter featuring a strong double die obverse and minimal wear was sold for a jaw-dropping amount. It's the kind of moment that reminds us why coin collecting is as much about the thrill of discovery as it is about historical and financial appreciation. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone curious about the coins rattling around in your drawer, now is the perfect time to take a second look. The 1995 P Washington quarter is not just a coin, it's a story, a mystery, a piece of art, and potentially a small fortune hiding in plain sight. So go ahead, dig through those jars, open those dusty drawers, and check your spare change. You never know what might be waiting for you. And if you've already found a 1995 quarter with a possible error, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story or help you understand what you might have, because believe it or not, one of these seemingly ordinary coins has recently been valued at an astonishing $40,000. Second rare coin, we're going to uncover the secrets behind this coin, the rare errors that make it incredibly valuable, and how you might be holding a hidden gem worth a small fortune. So sit back, listen closely, and get ready to enjoy the exciting world of coin collecting like never before. The Washington quarter has long been a symbol of American coinage. First introduced in 1932, it was originally minted to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Since then, it has undergone various changes, but the 1986 version with the Philadelphia Mint mark, represented by a small p on the obverse side, has recently become a star in numismatic circles. Why? Because some of these coins were struck with rare and mysterious errors that make them far more than just pocket change. So, what exactly makes a 1986 p quarter so special? The answer lies in a combination of minting mistakes, unique characteristics, and eye-popping rarity. One of the most talked about errors in this year's quarter is the double die obverse, a fascinating error where the inscriptions on the front of the coin appear doubled. Take a closer look at the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and even the year, 1986. If the letters or numbers look slightly shadowed, misaligned, or duplicated, you may have just found one of the most sought-after quarters in modern U.S. coinage. Another rare anomaly found in some 1986 quarters is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to shift or disappear entirely. These off-center strikes can range from minor shifts to dramatic errors, and the more noticeable the misalignment, the more valuable the coin. Imagine finding a quarter where George Washington's face is pushed to one side. That could mean serious money, but wait, there's more. A few examples of the 1986 p quarter have been discovered with clipped planchets. This means that a portion of the coin's edge is missing, as if it were snipped or bitten off. These clips often occur due to misfeeds during the blank cutting phase of production. While they're rare, when they occur on a coin in otherwise great condition, the value can skyrocket. Then there are the die cracks, small raised lines or bumps on the coin caused by a fractured mint die. These tiny imperfections give the coin character and uniqueness, turning it from common to collectible. Now, how do you determine if your coin is the real deal? First, grab a magnifying glass and good lighting. Look closely at the lettering and date for doubling. Examine the edge of the coin for any missing pieces, unusual lines, or shifted images. Also, check the surface for signs of wear. Uncirculated or mint condition coins are always more valuable. And most importantly, compare your findings to verified error coins listed by trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for coins like this, and the market for rare 1986 p quarters has been heating up. In fact, a verified high-grade specimen featuring a sharp double die error, with minimal wear and strong eye appeal, recently made headlines when it sold at auction for an astonishing sum. It's moments like these that remind us why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a thrilling treasure hunt. So if you're a collector, beginner or expert, or just someone who loves a good mystery, this coin should definitely be on your radar. You never know what you'll find in that jar of change, a family coin collection, or even your wallet. The 1986 p quarter may look ordinary, but the right error or condition can turn it into something extraordinary. Let us know in the comments if you've come across a 1986 quarter with unusual features or if you have questions about your own coin collection. We love hearing your stories and helping you explore the fascinating world of rare coins, because believe it or not, one of these rare 1986 p Washington $quarter coins has been valued at an incredible $45,000. Third expensive coin, we're talking about a coin that's making headlines, exciting collectors, and turning ordinary change into extraordinary value. This is not just a coin, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. So stay with me, because this story is going to make every coin lover sit up, pay attention, and maybe even check their pockets right after this video. The 1982 Washington quarter from the Denver Mint is already special by default. Why? Because 1982 was a unique and challenging year for U.S. coin production. The U.S. Mint, facing budget cuts, made a major decision: they would stop producing uncirculated mint sets for the public. That means fewer pristine examples of coins from that year were preserved. Most 1982 quarters ended up in circulation, got scratched, worn down, or forgotten. That alone makes high-grade 1982 quarters more difficult to find. But the real magic lies in the rare errors that appeared on some of these coins, and they're what have made this piece so valuable and sought after today. One of the most talked about features on the 1982 D Washington quarter is the missing mint mark error, although rare. But more commonly, collectors are focused on a variety of die errors and planchet anomalies that snuck through the minting process that year. For example, double die obverse errors, where inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date, 1982, appear to be shadowed or doubled, are highly valuable. This doubling effect happens when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once in misalignment, and if it's visible to the naked eye, you may be holding something very rare, but that's not the only error to look for. Some 1982 D quarters have surfaced with off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted away from the center of the coin. These are especially collectible when the date and mint mark are still visible. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin appears to be sliced off, creating a curved edge or missing chunk. Combine that with strong luster and good condition, and you've got a coin that collectors would pay serious money for. Another factor adding to the excitement is the switch in composition. The U.S. Mint was transitioning the quarters structure during the 1980s, so some 1982 quarters may even appear in unusual color tones, especially those struck improperly or on the wrong metal planchets. If you come across a 1982 D quarter that looks off in color, heavier or lighter than usual, or with a strange ring sound when dropped, it could be a sign of a major error. Now let's talk about condition. Most coins from 1982 have been heavily circulated. Finding a 1982 D quarter in mint state condition, meaning no wear and full original luster, is already rare. Add an error or unique flaw to that, and you're suddenly looking at a coin worth far more than face value. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have reported and certified high-grade 1982 D quarters with known errors that sold for jaw-dropping prices in recent years. One such coin recently caught the spotlight at a major auction. It had all the perfect storm elements, sharp details, no signs of wear, a dramatic double die strike, and strong collector demand. That coin, a simple Washington quarter from 1982 with a D mint mark and rare error, was sold for an unbelievable amount, proving once again that sometimes treasures really do hide in plain sight. So how can you identify one of these gems? Start by checking any 1982 D quarters you have. Look closely at the lettering and date for doubling. Inspect the edges and overall surface for misalignments, cracks, unusual shapes, or color. If anything looks off, don't ignore it. It might be your golden ticket that if you're a coin collector or even someone just getting started, this coin is a dream to hunt for. It combines history, rarity, and mystery. And with rising interest in error coins, especially from the 1980s, now is the perfect time to start checking every quarter that passes through your hands. There's a reason collectors are buzzing about this coin. It's more than just a quarter. It's a symbol of the thrill of discovery, and yes, just to blow your mind one more time, a rare and flawless 1982 D Washington quarter with the right error in top condition has been valued at an astonishing $49,000. So, have you ever found a 1982 quarter that looks unusual? Maybe one with doubled letters, strange edges, or no mint mark at all. Drop your thoughts and coin stories in the comments below. We love hearing from you, helping you investigate your finds, and exploring the fascinating world of coin collecting together. Especially, we're talking about the U.S. Washington $quarter coin from 1978. To most people, it might seem like just another quarter tossed in a coin jar or spent at a vending machine. But to sharp-eyed collectors and passionate coin hunters, this particular coin holds the potential to be a life-changing discovery. So, coin lovers, listen carefully and enjoy every second of this video, because you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Let's rewind to 1978, a time when disco was still alive, gas was under $1, and millions of Washington quarters were struck by the U.S. Mint. These quarters were made primarily of copper nickel clad, with the familiar design of George Washington's profile on the obverse and the bold American eagle on the reverse. At first glance, the 1978 quarter doesn't seem all that special. But here's the thing, within this year's production, a small number of these coins left the mint with significant and rare minting errors that make them highly desirable today. So what kind of errors are we talking about? One of the most exciting varieties is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin presses the design more than once in slightly different positions. As a result, the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1978, can appear shadowed or doubled. This isn't just a small defect, it's a visual punch that any collector would recognize as rare and potentially very valuable. If you spot this kind of doubling, especially with clear separation in the lettering, you could be holding a true gem. Another fascinating error that has surfaced in some 1978 quarters is the off-center strike. This is when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be shifted off to one side. Sometimes, this results in part of the design missing entirely. The more dramatic the shift, especially if the date and other key features are still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. These aren't easy to find, but when you do, they can command a serious price. You should also keep an eye out for clipped planchet errors, where part of the quarter's edge is missing due to a misfeed during production. These coins often have a smooth, curved edge that almost looks like a bite was taken out of them. And let's not forget die cracks and cuds, small raised lines or blobs where the die has been damaged or worn out. These small imperfections add uniqueness and can significantly increase a coin's appeal. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Many of these error coins have surfaced in circulation. That means there's a real chance you could find one in everyday change. Most people don't look closely at their quarters, which is why so many valuable coins are still waiting to be discovered. All you need is a magnifying glass, good lighting, and a sharp eye for detail. Collectors value not just the error itself but the overall condition of the coin. A 1978 quarter with an error in mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear, can command much higher prices than one that's been circulated heavily. Grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated and graded some of these coins, placing them in the highest categories for condition and rarity. Let's talk real numbers now. At recent auctions, several 1978 quarters with noticeable double die errors and pristine condition have drawn serious attention from bidders. One standout example, with an unmistakable doubled obverse and nearly flawless finish, shocked the collecting world when it sold at a premium price. This wasn't just luck, it was the result of rarity, condition, and demand coming together perfectly. So, if you have a 1978 Washington quarter, now is the time to take a closer look. Examine the lettering, the date, the overall strike. Look for those doubling effects, off-center designs, clipped edges, or anything that seems just a little off. And if you find something unusual, get it authenticated and graded. You never know, you might be sitting on a treasure without even realizing it. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever found a 1978 quarter with strange markings or errors? Or do you have questions about coins in your collection? Share your stories and questions below. We're always excited to connect with fellow coin lovers, because believe it or not, one rare and flawless 1978 Washington $quarter coin has been valued at a staggering $60,000. Last unique coin, we're talking about the 1971 Washington $quarter coin with the D mint mark. To most people, it looks like any other quarter. But hidden among these coins are rare errors and unique details that make some of them incredibly valuable. Today, we're going to uncover the true story of the 1971 D quarter, why it's so special, what to look for, and how one of these coins shocked the collecting world with an unbelievable price tag. So coin lovers and curious minds, get ready, because this one might just leave you speechless. The Washington quarter has been a key part of American coinage since 1932, and by 1971, it was fully struck in the copper-nickel-clad composition. Millions of these coins were minted at the Denver Mint that year, which is why the D mint mark appears on the obverse side, just next to Washington's ponytail. But even among millions, a few coins came out of the mint with errors so rare, they've become legendary. Let's dive into what makes the 1971 D quarter a hidden gem. One of the most remarkable error types found in this year is the double die obverse. If you're lucky enough to find one, you'll notice doubling in the inscriptions, especially in Liberty, In God We Trust, and sometimes even in the date itself. The doubling isn't subtle. Under a magnifying glass, these letters may appear as if there are shadows or layers, a telltale sign that the die struck the coin more than once, slightly misaligned. This error transforms a regular coin into a highly prized collectible. Another type of valuable error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a design that is shifted or partially missing. The more extreme the off-center, especially if the full date and mint mark are still visible, the more desirable the coin becomes. These are dramatic and visually striking errors that command high prices at auctions. Now, let's talk about something even rarer, the wrong planchet error. Some 1971 D quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as dimes or even foreign coins. Imagine a quarter-sized design struck on a smaller or thinner metal blank. These coins are lighter than usual, and their edges may look different. These kinds of mistakes are almost always one of a kind, and when certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, they can be worth a fortune. Die cracks, cuds, and clipped planchets also show up occasionally on this year's quarters. A cud is where a piece of the die breaks off and gets filled with metal, creating a blob-like shape on the surface of the coin. Die cracks look like raised veins or lines across the coin's surface. These may seem like imperfections, but in the coin world, they're signs of rarity and uniqueness, something collectors are always looking for. So, how can you tell if your 1971 D quarter is valuable? Start with a magnifying glass and good lighting. Carefully inspect the front of the coin, especially the inscriptions and the date. Look for doubling, cracks, or anything that seems off. Flip it over and check the reverse side as well, sometimes the errors appear there too. Weigh the coin on a digital scale. If it's significantly lighter or heavier than the standard weight of 5.67 grams, it could be a wrong planchet. Even color variations, such as a silver tone instead of the usual copper-nickel appearance, could be a sign of a valuable mistake. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. A rare 1971 D Washington quarter, featuring a bold double die error, pristine surface, and nearly uncirculated condition, recently shook the collector market. The coin, authenticated and graded by experts, proved once again that rare errors in old coins can command massive attention, and massive money. So if you're a coin enthusiast, or just someone with a curiosity for hidden treasures, this is your moment. Don't ignore those old coins lying around the house. The 1971 D quarter might seem ordinary, but with the right error or condition, it becomes an incredible piece of history and a valuable asset. Have you found a strange or unusual 1971 D quarter? Maybe it looks slightly off, or the details seem doubled or misaligned. Share your discoveries in the comments. We'd love to hear about them and help you investigate what you might have. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, your next big find could be closer than you think, because one of these rare and remarkable 1971 D Washington $quarter coins has been valued at a stunning $100,000. So don't miss your chance to explore, inspect, and uncover the possibilities hiding in your very own coin collection. Like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable coin stories, and remember, every coin has a story. Yours could be worth a fortune. Happy hunting!